Friday Night SmackDown took place tonight. The show opened up with Roman Reigns making his way to the ring with his manager Paul Heyman. There was a lot of fake crowd noise, a lot of booing, which was just awful. You had a lot of fans doing the thumbs down. I don't know if we saw any controversial stuff. Hopefully we didn't get fans being crazy this time, but I don't think we're going to get a Kenny Omega appearance this week like we had last week. However, we had a lot of fans booing. Fake booing. A lot of them did the thumbs down on the video screen. And Heyman was very quiet in this promo. He said it was like you're having a conversation. It wasn't really like he was talking on the microphone in front of people. He said he does the Godfather quote. They pull me when I take him out. They pull me back in. He pointed out that it's not Heyman's corrupting Reigns, but Reigns corrupting him. Heyman told him there was a castaway, but Reigns saved him. Heyman discussed everything Reigns did for the company, but no one cares about him. He mocked The Fiend and Braun Strowman. He turned his attention to the Fatal 4-Way match, and he's going to leave that to the commentators to mention it. He ripped Michael Cole as Anderson Corey Graves. He could rip Michael Cole and Corey Graves as called him Anderson Cooper. Why? No one gives a fuck about Anderson Cooper. He's a fucking cuck. Who gives a shit about Anderson Cooper? And Carmella's latest boyfriend. It's kind of an insult, but are they married now? Maybe, I don't know. But Corey Graves, Heyman ended the promo doing his old catchphrase, but replaced his Roman Reigns with Brock Lesnar. And I don't know if Brock's coming back, but Reigns says he kept his promise. He signed a contract at Payback. He pointed out all he has to do is show up and win to the best. I thought this was an okay promo. After the break, we see them backstage. We see Jey Uso approach Roman Reigns. He pointed out he pointed out that he was happy to see Reigns, and he's been trying to get in touch with him, but he hasn't heard from him. And I guess they're angry that Jey Uso doesn't seem to be angry. Seems to be unhappy that Reigns is with Paul Heyman. Roman says he has this all under control. He had Heavy Machinery defeat John Morrison and The Miz. Pretty average matchup. I guess, I don't know, are they going to split them? We haven't seen Retribution on SmackDown. I've heard Fox doesn't want Retribution. I don't blame them because Retribution sucks. But we haven't seen Retribution in a while on SmackDown. I've heard that Fox don't want them, so they have to have them exclusively on Raw. Hopefully we don't see it at Retribution anymore. So Otis gets the win. He pins The Miz with the Vader Bomb, basically. After the match, Morrison grabs the briefcase and runs off with it. They go backstage and they show Big E with Drew Gulak, Lucha House Party. They have a cake for returning Xavier Rhodes. Not only is Woods returning to host Talking Smack, but it's also his birthday. He promises to win a Fatal 4-Way match from Reigns. A security guard approached him and told him Woods has arrived. Big E goes looking for Xavier Woods, but Sheamus attacked him. He hit him with a bro kick, and Big E flew into the garage door. He slams Big E's head in front of the car, and he picks him up and he hits him with the white noise. And when he picks him up with the white noise, they're on top of the vehicle, and he not on the top, but on the hood of the car. So they're on top of the hood, and they go backwards into the windshield. Windshield doesn't break, but it makes a crack. It's not like broken into it, but it's a big crack and looks pretty painful. So Big E's out for a while. They go backstage, and that's one of the two destroyed people, like almost the two deaths on the show. Kayla Braxton interviews Sheamus, and Sheamus is yelling. He's doing a good promo here. I thought this was well done, and I thought it did well. Even though I don't really care to see this feud continue. They go backstage, and after that, after the Sheamus interview, they recap Sheena and Nia winning the titles from Bayley and Sasha. They show Allie Ashton. She's the new chick they have. Since Renee's gone, they have Kayla still. She's probably the best one, really. Charlie Cruz, but she just does Raw. Sarah Screevers on Raw, and I guess it's Alice Ashton's going to be the second chick behind Kayla. And she interviews Sasha Banks and Bayley, their last interview together. She points out Baszler made them tap out, but then Sasha cut a good promo. She promises they're going to win the titles back tonight, and wow, this was it. They have Kayla Braxton interview Adam Pearce. He notes Big E's on his way to the medical facility. They're looking for a replacement. Paul Heyman approaches him and asks to speak with him. And of course, Jey Uso gets a spot. So we get the women's tag titles. We have Cesaro and Nakamura give their thoughts on the match. Didn't really care about this. So we get the matchup: Nia and Shayna defending against Bayley and Sasha. Rematch from Payback. So this wasn't a good match. It started off pretty okay. I thought this was much better than their Payback match. The Payback match was okay. I thought this blew it away. I thought this was actually a hell of a matchup. So you have the best thing was we didn't get much of Nia Jax, which was definitely a good thing. But now I have to admit it looks a lot bigger. It's obvious. So Sasha and Bayley get the they run wild on them for a minute. Sasha gets some momentum. Bayley gets momentum. The Bayley and Sasha are clearly the baby faces in this match. What happens is Bayley and Shayna they do something where Shayna tries. The big turning point is when Bayley and Sasha hit that powerbomb on Nia Jax. They take her out, and then they double team Shayna. But then Sasha and Bayley make a mistake when Sasha runs her knee first into the post outside. So Sasha, it makes a loud, sickening thud. It just like sounds like Sasha's knees were like broke. Her kneecaps are broken, look painful. And Shayna sees Sasha, and Shayna beats the hell out of Sasha's knee. She tears her apart. Looks really painful. Sasha's selling really good, and she goes to put Sasha away with that submission she did to that double submission she did at Payback. She has Sasha, and it's like a sharpshooter position. But then Bayley comes. Shayna goes for a crucifix clutch like she did at Payback, but Bayley reverses into the Bayley to belly. Sasha goes to pin Shayna, but Shayna kicks out, and Sasha's knees are messed up. She gets a bank statement, but Nia Jax breaks it up. Jax runs wild on the heels, but then Sasha and Bayley fight back. They get rid of Baszler. They do a double powerbomb on Baszler, but they left Nia Jax on the middle rope, and Nia jumps on the middle rope, and she squashes Bayley and Sasha, all her weight, onto them, and she pins them both. 1, 2, 3. Shayna and Nia retain a hell of a matchup, and here's what happened. Sasha Banks is mad. Her knees are messed up. Bayley's concerned, and they go to commercial. They go back, and Sasha's still yelling away. There's some girl there and 2 other doctors. She pushes the male doctors away. They leave. Bayley helps Sasha out of the ring. As they're leaving, Bayley suddenly attacks Sasha Banks. She kicks her in the head. She beats her down. She attacks her leg. She puts her leg on steps. She stomps on her leg. She's destroying her. The medical staff runs in. They're trying to help her. Bayley's just going crazy. Bayley attacks Sasha continuously. She puts her back in the ring, continues to attack the leg. She says, "You deserve it." She grabs a chair, ready to put it on her knee, but the medic stops her. Eventually, Bayley continues to beat down, and she decides to put the chair around Sasha Banks' neck. She puts the chair on Sasha's neck. Actually, first she hits her finisher, and she puts the chair in between Sasha's neck, goes to the top rope or the middle rope, and she does a drop, like a stomp from the middle rope onto the chair, and it just crushes Sasha Banks' neck. Sasha breaks her neck. This was just insanely good, an insanely good angle. This was awesome. Bayley's best work maybe ever in the company. She was just awesome. She came off as evil and vicious, and this was just great. This is the heel turn we wanted probably 2-3 years ago, but we finally got it. We finally got what we needed to see. Bayley kill Sasha Banks. Sasha should be out for a couple of months. They can't bring her back like in a month, at least 2 months. 2 months I think would be good. Don't bring her back in a couple of weeks. They might do that, but she needs 2 months off. And I love seeing Sasha Banks, but they need to sell this. She crushed her neck, and after the break they show Sasha Banks being taken away in the stretcher. She probably wishes she never refused the medical help, but she's taken away, and they put her in the ambulance, and Sasha's gone probably for a while. Bayley, on the other hand, is probably gonna stay there, stay as champ. I don't know. You can't get this to WrestleMania. I wanted Bayley and Sasha at Mania, but you're not getting to Mania now. That can't be the match. You can't drag this out. 7 months? Not happening. I think the logical destination is Hell in a Cell, Bayley and Sasha for the women's title, and that's where Sasha is going to have to beat Bayley. Sasha has lost to Charlotte and Becky in the Hell in a Cell. She faces the third 4 horsemen, so she faces all of her opponents. She lost to Charlotte and Becky in the Cell, but this time she'll probably beat Bayley in November. I think November 1st is Hell in a Cell, and Sasha Banks should be the SmackDown Women's Champion. That's how this feud, I think, ends, but I think that's where we're going, Hell in a Cell. But yeah, this angle was great. Awesome. The best part of the show by far, highlight of the night, and Bayley was great here. Sasha was great too. I loved it. It's just Sami Zayn, so the night can't get worse. We see Sasha Banks almost done, and we have to watch Sami Zayn and do stuff with Jeff Hardy. I don't care. In the AJ Styles stuff, I'm going to go to Michael Cole announced that Jey Uso's in the match. In the backstage, you show Tucker approaching Otis. This is a funny segment that John Morrison stole his briefcase, and then Otis reveals he has his own lunchbox briefcase, which is cool. We've seen guys have gimmick briefcases. I think Damian Sandow had that once too, but that's not a good omen for Otis. But Otis has a lunchbox briefcase, which fits him. And then and Morrison had Otis's old briefcase, and they find like a lunch. So he puts his contract in the lunchbox, and he puts his real lunch in the fucking briefcase. So that was just it was kind of stupid. Jey Uso talking to Roman Reigns in the locker room, talking about the match. Matt Riddle makes his way to the ring, and he had to wait in the ring for a while. They showed people entering. They do a Firefly Funhouse. There's going to be a new character next week. And then they go backstage, showing Nikki Cross there, and we see Alexa Bliss. I don't know, is Alexa heel? I'd love to see Alexa as a heel. I don't want to see her as a face. I like Alexa as a face. I want to see her as a nice baby face getting a big opportunity. But I guess she's still aligned with Nikki. Alexa hugs Nikki. She says she's happy that they're okay now. She doesn't know what overcame her, and I guess she has more of her hair. Her hair is braid, like the Fiend. So Cross is wary of Alexa. Alexa's very strange hair, and they're showing like a puppet in the background. I don't know if anyone noticed that. So that's it for Alexa, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what they do. Number one contenders match: King Corbin, Sheamus, Jey Uso. The winner faces the big dog Roman Reigns at Clash of Champions. I'm happy they went with Jey Uso here. I think it's a great thing. The match itself was good. I thought it was solid. Uso got the win. He pinned Matt Riddle, which some people might not like that, but he pinned him. So I look at the guys. You could have gone with Matt Riddle, but I don't know if they want to have him lose to Roman Reigns in a high profile match as quickly, even though they had him lose to Jey Uso. King Corbin, fuck no. I'd rather shoot myself. Sheamus, fuck no. I don't want to watch that. So Matt Riddle would have been fine. You could have had him lose to Roman. I don't think it would have killed Matt Riddle to lose to Roman Reigns on a big show, but Jey Uso is a fine choice. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I don't think that should be the main event. I think Drew McIntyre, Randy, probably maybe a Keith Lee or Triple Threat would probably be the main event anyway. So as a co-main event, I don't mind it. I think Roman's a Glock to win anyway. So I'm fine with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso on the pay-per-view. Uso gets the win. He talks about it. He gives thanks to his brother. He puts the match over well. He wants to make his family proud. And it's official. It's Roman Reigns, Jey Uso for the WWE Universal Championship at Clash of Champions.